world about 500 million years ago and see the journey of this planet along with the plants and animals, and then we coming in at some time, forming a relationship with plants. So we have to always think that we are forming a relationship with plants, right? They build ecosystems, they're primary producers, and they generate all kinds of changes in the environment, which makes this planet habitable. You see, so you can start to shift now from thinking about the world looking through the human eyes to look at it from a plant perspective. And you suddenly
Okay.
see you're an active player along with the plants, co-creating this reality, right? So that's a good way to shift.
And where does the word phyto come from? It's
The
plant.
phyto means phyton is a unit of a plant. A
Oh,
phyton is a unit of a plant. So if you take a leaf, a stem, and a node, that's called a phytomer, a unit of a plant. So
okay.
phyton is a shortened version of phytomer because the mer stands for meric. It's added in units. Plants grow over time, right? They add units. Unlike us, we have segmentation of the vertebrae, but the
Yeah.
plants constantly keep adding units. It's like imagine every year you add another vertebrae, but
Okay.
the plants literally keep adding units,
Okay.
segments, and that's how
Okay.
they become trees or whatever, various forms. And this
Okay.
the interesting part for an entry point to botany is to think of all plants in a simple way of considering a universal plant unit. What is a universal plant? It has a root, it has a shoot, it has leaves. Some of them produce flowers and they produce fruits and seeds. But with this basic ingredients, the plants have mastered to make all kinds of forms, from
Right.
grasses to orchids to trees, that can grow on the mountains, they can grow in the valleys, the plains, all kinds of adaptations.
So are they the world's foremost biochemists, even if we don't understand that beyond the point?
No, not just, it's a good word you use, biochemist, right? There's a kind of reactionary element to that, right?
Okay.
Some kind of a process. But what is more interesting is even before we understood biochemistry, the plants understood our chemistry. You know, the reason I say that is this is where it
Okay.
gets really interesting. The reason I say that is there's a whole field called ethnobotany.
Okay.
The ethnobotany is a study of how people interact with plants in local communities, eth-
Okay.
ethnic communities, right? And so I
Right.
was eagerly interested in this when I was in Chennai. I used to explore with a lot of the tribal groups in the mountains, and we used to travel.
Okay.
And what the story you get is they are very sensitive to what kind of plants they use for firewood, what they use for some kind of roofing material. They resource it, and they're very conservative. They know how to maintain a balance. So even the local people, when they live with the plants, they get the knowledge.
Okay.
It's an adaptive situation where they adapt and find out, and then suddenly. So if you go back in history, the early shamans were called medicine man. And what is the
Right.
medicine plants, right?
Right.
And even if you go to South America now, what do? They drink ayahuasca or some kind of psychedelic compounds.